Welcome back, everyone, to another Cheap Labor Podcast episode. My name is Justin, and as always, with me is my brother Jaykob, and this is episode 2 of season 2 of the Cheap Labor Podcast. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to this year, because last episode we talked about what we did in the meantime of our break from our last podcast, which was like the end of the year. We finished that chapter. 2020 wasn't the best year, Jaykob, for anybody, really.
No, I don't think anyone had like a good, other than maybe like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Those are like the only two guys that I can think of that might have actually done got money from this.
Yeah, the rich got richer, but I'm not going to talk too much smack because I work for them. So.
Yeah, you work for Jeff Bezos, and I would love a Tesla in the future. So
yeah, sponsorships, please. But anyways, like what we were saying earlier, we're going to take this episode and make it talk about what we can be hopeful about with this upcoming year. The month is almost done. We're practically nearing January, or the end of January. And I would say that this month has started off not as bad as last year's month.
Yeah.
Which one was the month that had like the
January
declared World War III or whatever?
It was January where everyone was like scared of World War III, and then Kobe passed away, and that like shocked everyone.
Yeah.
The Amazon was on fire. It was a horrible way to start the year, and then it just got worse from there on. Hopefully nothing bad happens. Hank Aaron passed away, and he's like one of the most, I would say, or he is the home run king.
You're talking about baseball.
Yeah. They say Barry Bonds has it, but no, I say Hank Aaron, because Barry Bonds took steroids and Hank Aaron didn't, and he has, I don't know if you could say Negro leagues on camera or how that goes, but in like the independent leagues, he has more home runs there, so. Really, he was, but he passed away just today. So It was a very sad day for baseball fans that the real home run king is out. But yeah, you'd see all like the names that we lost last year. It's just like a depressing like Mount Rushmore of just like major names that are like not with us anymore in the sports world, the world of politics. But at least on a good note, we have some outlooks that we can like look forward to for the upcoming year, mainly from our YouTube channel, that we can have people on. We're trying to get a lot of guys on. Maybe Daniel can come back. Jimmy for sure.
J-Mag
101, big shout out right there. Mm-hmm. Maybe even Jaime. We should try to get Jaime on there too.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I think he would be down. I don't know if he has a busy life, but who knows. That as far as looking forward to this year with our podcast, we're going to try to make more, just make it better in that whole background of the podcast, as in editing, finding cool locations to film, finding people to interview, or even to just be part of the video process somehow. We're going to try to get Isaiah in here more.
For sure.
We're going to make this season a lot longer. So this season is definitely going to be a big step up in quality. As far as our personal lives, I just hope we continue to stay safe, get healthy, or get healthier. Just overall, stay healthy, stay safe, and do the best that we can. I definitely want to be able to go to like the beach this year without having to like freak out that somebody's not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because the beach is one of my favorite places to go with literally anyone, with my family, my girlfriend, or even just like with just friends or by myself. It's just such a nice view, and I don't know, it'll be nice to try to get get back to normalcy if we can.
Yeah, for sure, and definitely like involve Isaiah part of it, just because he was in like 2 episodes of the podcast last season, and he is part of Cheap Labor, so it was kind of like I got a text like saying, oh, he's finally like gonna be a part of it, not like in the rude way of like, oh, like you guys are finally inviting him. Like, no, like we're excited that he can
No,
finally be a part of it.
we have
Like,
like an open door policy usually because he is invited to here whenever. It's just unfortunately life gets in the way whether or not he is like physically able to or not, or there's just situations that come up on both sides of our family where we just kind of have to like figure out a way to film an episode, and unfortunately it's just a day that doesn't work out with him
yeah,
or work out with us. So it's just, it is what it is. We're still trying to make the best of it. And yeah, Isaiah, we have not forgotten about you.
absolutely not.
And as far as looking forward to stuff this year, I don't know. I'm really into movies. I'm kind of interested to see how that's gonna play out. Whether the majority of it's gonna be on streaming services or go back to movie theaters. Because my ideal situation is for movies to come back in theaters and have everyone go back to see them. But if we can't, then at least have an option on streaming services. I know it's not the same, but for the most part, I've enjoyed the movies that were supposed to be released in theaters,
Yeah,
like Wonder Woman, the new
Wonder
one.
Woman Soul was good too.
Yeah, that one was good. Soul. I'm looking forward to what movies are coming out this year.
I don't know. There's so many that so many like to think about, but like none pop up at the point right now.
I know HBO has a lot of like movies coming out.
I know Netflix is releasing a movie every week and with some pretty big celebrities there, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And I'm not like the kind of person that'll just watch a movie on my spare time. It's just like I'm really hoping to see what kind of things come out. Oh, Stranger Things I think is coming out too, and
And the
that
Suicide
one.
Squad, the new movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm looking more forward to probably Stranger Things just because like that's. I don't think I've ever met a person that doesn't watch it. Like every
Mom and dad. Well, that's
yeah. Well,
we showed it to them and they're just like, oh, we don't get it.
yeah, they just it's fine. It's like it's I wouldn't say it's like something that like the younger generation likes because I've heard a lot of other like adult family members say like, oh, they love it and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just maybe
I
my
think
mom
our
and
parents just don't like kids.
kids in shows maybe. No, they watch Cobra Kai though, and that's pretty much revolves around teenagers and the old farts kicking each other with Cobra Kai.
I need to teach them karate.
Karate the right way. Just like yeah, it's funny.
Mom and dad are gonna give us looks.
Yeah. When we watch the video with them on the couch, they're gonna be really. I would say what I would be a little bit more excited about is obviously with sports, in the aspect of sports returning and seeing what kind of happens like to other teams. Like I'm excited for Padre baseball coming back. Hopefully, seem really good. Super Bowl's coming up, and we're like super excited about the weekend, and I'm sure he's gonna bring somebody out. It wouldn't surprise me to see Drake, but Drake's kind of weird lately. He like postponed his old album because of rehabilitation from his knee surgery, and I'm like, Kanye West recorded his entire album after a car accident. And he had a wire through his jaw, and you can't do it because you're doing. I don't know. I don't want to like assume that
Kanye's different. I mean, you can say he's built different, but not just Kanye is more.
But he had knee surgery for like a while ago, so he's just going through the rehabilitation period. I don't know why that would. I don't know. I don't want to assume too many things. It's just probably me being a Drake fan waiting for an album finally.
Hurry up.
I mean, he released something last year, but it was like as mixtape as it got. So, no, I want a full album.
Oh, okay.
Just sports in general.
Can you do your best Weekend impression?
The Weekend? Oh, I don't know. He does a lot of good songs. I'm a star boy. And look what you done. Copyright, I did.
No, as long as you change like the ending a bit. Or sing it way off. Like, you can sing the lyrics. Yeah.
Like someone out of me literally running. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not the person that watches the Super Bowl
For the
for the
commercials
halftime or
or
the commercial. I watch the game. If I could, I'd skip the show, and I'm sure my dad would be the same thing. I don't know about Julian. Probably he doesn't really care about music in general. Um, my mom literally goes to another house to watch it just to have fun. I don't know about this year, so I'm sure we'll watch it. But it's not like I skip it constantly. But if I could, I would.
Mm-hmm.
But we watch it live.
No, and then
Um,
everyone gets like, oh, Super Bowl halftime show kind of sucked, and then they've been saying that for like
they
like
literally
five
had a
years.
marching band as the first Super Bowl performance.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I don't think they're gonna do a Super Bowl. That's why they have like venues where they're at now. It's like they had it in Florida for the last 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's gonna be in Hollywood, and then in Vegas, and it's just like the big name cities. But you can't have it in like Green Bay, Wisconsin, when it snows like 4 inches on that day, and it's
Yeah.
like, you can't have a performance. But that's what annoys me is people are like, oh, it's gonna rain, I wonder how they're gonna do the performance. It's like, no, it's the game. It's not like the game is part of the concert. It's literally the Super Bowl halftime show. It's like no one really cares. And I don't know, maybe it's just me being like the most like junior boomer fan ever,
Junior
like
Boomer.
just because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about like the music. Like last year's was alright. It was Shakira and J-Lo. They did okay, especially with Shakira's weird like alarm.
Alarm.
I don't know. Bruno Mars kind of sucks on those ones. I don't really care for any other ones.
Whatever happened to Bruno Mars?
He just disappeared. Like he hasn't released music, and sometime he's always doing the champagne or something like that. Lucky for you, that's what I like.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
it's
that
just
song
one.
always pops on like when I'm at work. That one, the I'd catch a grenade for ya, yeah,
I jump in front of a train.
yeah. I'm just.
I mean, he's got a way in making music that
He was making like nonstop hits.
5 songs off of each album is like the straight banger for the entire year. Like
As much as I don't like listening to his music, I do like recognize
he's got
that
a great voice though.
he's got a great voice, and he was popping out like bangers after bangers, and then just all of a sudden he's just gone.
Yeah, he
I mean,
he hasn't
maybe
released anything.
maybe he's still doing stuff and he's still like popular. I just, since I don't listen to that kind of style of music, I just don't know. My music has been all over the place lately. I was listening to well, we saw this off of Instagram, like the celebrity. He was doing karaoke. He was doing karaoke of the band called The Tuts. We really got into that
Yeah,
towards the end of last year. Now I'm listening to 2 Chains.
that's the goat right there. He's weird though. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of stuff, especially with Daniel. We just put like all the music on. We just finished Travis Scott, but I don't know. I'll surprise
You already know
myself.
my question, Jacob.
What?
You already know my question. So can you do it?
It's lit. Oh my god.
Straight up.
Yeah, those ones are good. No, and I'll find myself listening to some old stuff that I hadn't listened to in a while. Like I put on Soundgarden the other day, and I was just like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
this is good. Soundgarden, the Ink Spots. It's some old like 1950s, 60s jazz band. A lot of just random stuff will be on, and I don't really seem to care like what I listen to. Also, music's something to look forward to this year. I know a lot of rappers are just what's it called?
Oh
Just
yeah, like you
other-
mentioned Drake. You're waiting
Drake's
for Drake.
supposed to release one. Tyler the Creator's on schedule to release one this year after a great album.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many, and even with
DJ Khaled.
I don't care about DJ.
Does he make
Khaled.
Does he make albums or just
He
sing?
makes albums.
Okay.
He has like 13.
I don't know.
But-
Obviously.
No, he has 13 since like 2005. So he's been around for a while. He just became a fat goofball meme. Just we the best. Another one or something stupid like
Another.
the keys to success. I'm also excited. I keep seeing like a bunch of reports that Queens of the Stone Age
Oh,
is
yeah.
gonna release something, and then I went on live and I got so like excited
Well, we read like an article saying that he was collaborating with some like
with Billy Gibbons of
yeah.
ZZ Top and Dave Grohl. So those dudes are icons in the rock world. Billy Gibbons is like one of the greatest guitar players ever, and
I can guarantee you that I will be pre-ordering that vinyl
yeah,
just like immediately when it goes up on Amazon or wherever I can get my hands on.
Yeah, and I kept reading, and I watched on I can't even remember, Jesse Hughes's live stream. He was talking about how he wants to do a full on Cal Jam with Eagles of Death Metal, Queens of the Stone Age, Foo Fighters, and bring in guys like Arctic Monkeys and just like all the people we like hang out with.
That would be the best.
My God, it's like we literally love from like ranging from Iggy Pop all the way to Queens of the Stone Age. That's like the tier, and even Cage the Elephant would be.
I know
incredible.
Isaiah. If Isaiah was here and we're talking about that,
he would do the.
Yeah.
we miss you so much, Isaiah.
Oh my God, you and your noises.
I know you and your noises.
Sweet boo.
Sweet BB. We miss everyone, your parents, Tia Lisa, Tia Rich, and especially you, Daniel, too. We miss you. Other than, I don't know what else I would be like intrigued in.
What about video games? Like, is there any video games that
I don't care.
Maybe right now
GTA 6.
GTA 6, yeah, that could be a possibility. Right now, you guys are playing the new Cold War game.
Yeah, that's really fun.
I don't know if it's coming out this year. It was either the Suicide Squad game or the Gotham Knights.
I think they were both anticipated for this year, but maybe next year. But don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I just remember watching DC Fandom, and it was saying that one of them was gonna like be released sooner than the other. So hopefully we can do that. Because I am a super big fan of DC Comics. Comic books in general. I literally been buying a bunch of comic books to read just because I've always been interested in it, but I never liked reading as a kid, just because that's something I've always been like behind in. And so I decided, you know what, this is a comic book. As silly as it is, it's yes, there's pictures obviously, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read it because I want to know more about like the characters that I love, because I'm always hearing people either complain or praise movies for adapting certain stories. And right now, I would say my favorite story is Batman dealing with the Court of Owls. He's like fighting the Illuminati of Gotham.
That's crazy.
It's really fun. It's really cool.
And they're new, which is crazy because a lot of people like to go back to the old stuff of like comic books, but they seem to forget like the new stuff is interesting. And the Court of Owls, I didn't know what it was until like those animated movies would come out, and I'm like, wow, how come I've never heard of them? And I think you explained they came out like not too long ago.
Yeah,
so
not even 10 years ago.
Yeah, so they're fairly new to the whole scene, and it seems really, really cool to look at.
And like what I mentioned, I'm waiting for that Gotham Knights game because they're going to be dealing with Court of Owls, and I want to read as much of the story as possible to see like, oh, what's going to be different, what's going to be the same. And so far, it's easily been my favorite storyline so far. I'm still reading it, and I hear maybe Robert Pattinson's Batman might have some influence in it. So I'm just excited.
That Batman movie seems like it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I heard, well, I didn't hear. I read it on Instagram, and who knows how reliable that is. That there's supposed to be this scene, in like a fight scene that Robert Pattinson does, and it's supposed to be kind of like an homage to like the Batman Arkham games, where it's just him nonstop. Yeah, the straight up woo! Where he is fighting with a bunch of gadgets and just awesome takedowns, and then when he's done beating up the goons, he's gonna face like the big goon. Like how obviously not everyone has played Arkham, but like most people,
it's
when
pretty
you
much
guys
beat
watch
the little henchman, and then
there's
here
like
comes the big boss, and you just gotta like piece him up and like throw down for a while, and then you do the big move of like a big jumping move, and then you boom,
break his arm or something.
Yeah, something fun. Something fun to watch.
You get to snap their bones and stuff.
But yeah, when it comes to video games, maybe just that. Music, movies and TV shows, we already kind of covered. So, and sports too.
Yeah, I feel like there should be more music that we should be like looking forward to.
Hmm.
Obviously, Queens of the Stone Age was our top pick. Uh, I mean, one of my favorite bands is the White Stripes, but they
They're not.
haven't been
They haven't
together.
been a thing since like God, this whole decade, really. This
Yeah,
last decade, really, wasn't it?
yeah,
Raccoon Tears are not bad, but I
yeah.
don't think they're gonna release anything. They released Help. Is it Help Me Stranger or Help Us Stranger?
I'm a terrible fan, and I don't know. Actually, no, it's "Help Us Strangers." "Help Me Strangers" is
Is the
the
song?
song. Yeah,
Yes.
never mind. I'm a good fan.
Um, maybe a Jack White
Oh yeah,
record. You're big on Jack White.
Jack White, Cage the Elephant. I'll be looking forward to that. I mean, they just released
Yeah,
one
they
not too
released
long
one in
ago.
2019, so maybe I don't know.
I
They're kind of weird with that stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
COVID's kind of pushed some people back in terms of like releasing music, and who knows, maybe because of this, people are going to like they're stuck at home writing more music, so maybe it might come out soon.
yeah, and Josh Homme is coming out of a divorce and a heartbreak, so Heartbreak writes the greatest song. So
Oh yeah,
this might be one of the great like one of the greatest written albums for Josh Homme because he's taken some pretty crazy bumps in the road. I mean,
yeah.
he was in a coma and came out and straight up wrote like clockwork, and that was a beautiful
Oh yeah,
album.
easily like the best like lyrically and instrumentally
It,
written
it was
album.
it's unbelievable how
I
good that album
I would
was.
describe that album as like beautiful, just because you're
Yeah,
just listening
I've
to it,
said
and it sounds like real art.
yeah, because it's like he's got his cool groovy stuff, and then he sings like from the bottom of his heart type stuff, and a
Mhm.
lot of it is so like if you like listen to it lyrically, and he's on another level. Now
Yeah,
it's not like the other albums where he's all like drugged out, like rated R completely. That's I don't him and Nick went full on that one.
no, and I what I like about him and Queens of the Stone Age is it's like every album
Hmm.
kind of like defines that time um in his life very well, and when you listen to it, you can re-listen to it whenever. Like it doesn't become like, oh, this is kind of like a mid 2000s only kind of music, like
Yeah,
for you can feel nostalgic. Like no, I think their music is pretty timeless, but you can really hear like, okay, this is where they left their stamp in the music world.
yeah,
Where like
for
rated R,
sure.
like you said, that one was very like drugged out hard rock music, and then Songs to the Deaf, that was just like nice like deserty rock.
Hmm.
And then with every other album, it's just like, oh, that has a style and it works.
Yeah,
So
and that's why we love him so much.
yeah,
So
and
I
I'm
think
really
that's
hoping
why.
forward to this new one where it might be just like a gut punch of like, oh man, like I feel like when it comes out, I'm gonna feel bad for him if he does go like the heartbreak route.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping that a lot of guys like turn up on this album. Maybe even Arctic Monkeys.
Oh yeah,
I've been waiting for something since Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. That album grew on me. I'm not gonna lie. Like
honestly,
I
I
hated listening to a lot of the songs, but as of late, I love the song Star Treatment. American Sports is awesome.
mhm,
What's the cheese song? Ultra Cheese?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song too.
Yeah, I initially hated the album and did not want to hear it just
Hmm.
because I did not, because everyone was talking like big hype, and by everyone I mean my small group of friends. And when they came out, I can totally tell that they were a little disappointed too. They're like,
They
"Oh,
hyped it
it's
up. I remember.
different."
Yeah, I remember talking to people, and I think either your girlfriend said it or somebody else said it that it's very Last Shadow Puppet wise.
Hmm.
Like it's very like mellow. Um, Another friend of mine said that he just did not like the way he tried to pronounce words and stuff like that. Like he used a bunch of words
Yeah,
like
my favorite word that he does is briefcase.
got it in a bottle of a twist off cap. Let's he's weird. He does
Let's.
he who you gonna call? And then he just like does that. But he's got
What's
a
that?
great voice.
The side boob one.
Oh, kiss me underneath the moon's side boob.
Yeah.
He's yeah, that one is one of my favorite lyrics.
Yeah, this one you can totally tell it was a
Jeez,
experimental
man.
album. I mean, like what we said, we were kind of like what the heck is this? But now it grew on us, and I actually have the vinyl, and it's pretty good. I really enjoy it.
You gotta hit a scream like.
No, he
So,
does not sing like that.
I wish anyone would sing like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else other than just like what we talked about, just entertainment and like everything else. So
As far as family stuff, what are you looking forward to?
just seeing them,
Yeah.
just seeing them in general, like them visiting grandma
Mm-hmm.
is like the only times I really see some family members.
Oh yeah.
And this is not a call out to family
Oh,
members.
I was about to call not specific people.
No,
I was
no,
just gonna
no.
make a general like
It's gotten worse.
service announcement.
It's gotten worse, the whole
Yeah.
situation around here. So it's like,
Our tita is like, no one calls me. And it's true. No one calls them unless you guys need something. So quit being jerks and visit her.
yeah, or just call her.
Yeah.
See how she's doing. Yeah, enough family members do call her, but you can tell that she's definitely missing some family. So it's like,
And she's getting tired of us.
Yeah, she's getting so tired of us. I can already give you that. She's always like, it's like the most Mexican grandma thing to do. Like if we don't eat beans, just because we grew up and Justin like had reactions to beans when he was young.
Yeah.
He just straight throw up.
Joanne is a
apparently-
lot like me, and
Yeah.
I do not like some texture of food. Over the years, I've gotten better, and just beans hasn't really been something that was part of my regular diet. Even when I was a small baby, my mom told me, "Don't feed him beans. He doesn't like beans." And my tita fed me beans, and I threw up. And she called my mom like crying,
hysterically.
like, "Oh, Justin threw up." I was like, "What would he eat?" And
She
he
hit him
ate
with
beans. Beans. I love these microphones because you can make it very
What'd you feed him? Beans. Come
yeah.
on now.
And every time we eat
Anytime we eat something like not Mexican food, like if we're eating just like chicken nuggets to like make, oh, you don't want caldo or something? And we're literally eating. We're not going to throw it away so you can do it, so you can have it. And I know she means well, but
you don't
she's
want
like,
tacos de lengua?
you don't want that? And she's like, oh, well, because you're not Mexican. And we're like, all right.
Like, okay, tita, sure.
Like, thank you. And
because in the ranch, I know,
yeah, on the ranch we eat this. But I think that's just because everything she made for her kids, they'd eat.
yeah.
So
And it is Mexican food.
yeah, it's Mexican food. So maybe she's just kind of like upset that we're not following along her traditions and stuff.
It is funny to see her like whenever I make acai bowls, just because she's just like, okay, it has fruit, but I don't understand this like paste that he's.
It is kind of weird. Like when I first made it, I'm like, what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm.
But you actually have to just put like the kind of like the fluid
Yeah.
on there, and it's crazy. I don't blame her for like looking dumbfounded at that, but honestly, I think it's just because that everything she made for the 10 children that she had growing up, they ate it. So they had no problem with us.
The one thing that she is like kind of happy about that I eat now is like avocados, because just because I eat it with like toast or like in sandwiches.
I would eat them, but what's it called? All of them are like cut in half and brown on the counter, so I get like such bad like ideas about it. I'm like,
yeah,
that's not gonna happen today.
Since she's noticed that I eat like avocado toast, every time she cuts an avocado and leaves half of it on the table for the whole day, and
it gets
she won't
and mushy, and
she doesn't tell anyone. But by now we know now that she leaves it out so anyone can take it. But we're all like, no thanks, and then she gets offended.
Yeah,
but that's just.
It's like no food goes to waste,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think we're trying to get like brown avocado. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just it's fine to like the extent we have our ways of just like handling the situations. We're just like, okay, thanks. Like
that's like 90% of the.
All right, that's even my mom too. My grandma will be like talking about something. She's like, all right, mom. Then she'll just let her talk. Okay, mom. And with that. It's funny, but yeah. There's our grandma. I'm sure she's looking forward to this year so she can get out of the house. I can guarantee you, if like all things go well, I would assume that like she would have a whole month of her spending the night at other people's homes just to get out of here.
Yeah,
because she's cooped up and she doesn't want to go, and she's scared of COVID as well. So it's like you can't really have that.
Once things are safe and okay to see everyone, I think we're gonna have like nonstop get-togethers. I wouldn't say parties because parties are rather expensive. People have to plan them.
Yeah.
But it's more like no, like this weekend you'll come to our house. Next weekend we'll go to yours. And we can go hang out here.
And we'll see. We're going to cry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I thought you were going to cry. Something like that.
No, you mentioned this. You clicked that one. I was stuttering.
A new sound bite.
Yeah, so Jaykob might.
You could do so. You
This poor kid. The world made him a meme. And we're just helping.
Yeah, so anytime I stutter, I feel like this little boy.
I'll stutter too, and I'll do it to myself.
But I honestly believe that the next time we have a get-together, it should be a huge get-together.
Yeah.
At a park.
Good, yeah.
And just we have to take pictures.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, that's going to be perfect.
I just know, like, another thing that I'm looking forward to is hearing all the conversations be like, wow, look how tall you got. Wow.
Look
like
how fat I got.
Yeah. It's like, because we would show pictures of, like, family members that we have on Instagram.
We can't show family members pictures anymore because it just turns into a bunch of, like, people getting offended. Like, look how skinny you were. Like, the most passive way to tell you that you're fat. Like, oh my God, I could see your neck there, or just something like that. But no, it looks like a lot of our family members are doing good. You're doing like really good with the weight, so I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna be like excited to see you.
Yeah, I lost like
50 something pounds. So.
Yeah, like 55.
You went the other way. People are getting fat during quarantine, and you're cutting the weight.
Yeah.
Crazy, but I mean,
now I got a neck.
Yeah, not as jacked. No, it's gonna be.
You wanna go, son?
It's gonna be a little crazy to see all these, like the way how much our family members have changed because we have had babies born.
Yeah, how many babies? Like 2 or 3?
We had 2 babies, Emma and Elijah.
And then shout out to little baby River on my girlfriend's side. He is adorable.
Big head River.
No, all the babies have big heads.
So no, normal head River. Normal head River as compared to, oh my God, Elijah. I love the little tank. He is such a happy little Buddha, I swear. And then Emma, whenever we play Call of Duty with Moses, she's always making noises. So man, I just can't wait to see them. It's gonna be kind of crazy just because I remember going on Zoom and like FaceTiming Priscilla, shout out Priscilla, that she was gonna have the baby, and now like they come over and like the baby is all big and all happy, and I'm like, what? We've really been in here forever, haven't we? And other like babies are talking, like Frankie's like talking, and he's the most adorable child I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, it's just going to be so crazy.
Yeah, so there's a lot to look forward to this year. And not just for us, not for our sake, but like for our viewers, also try to stay positive with this whole thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely believe that this year is going to be a year of getting back to normalcy, getting healthier, happier. And everyone just needs to be a little bit like patient and cooperative with everyone.
And a little bit more open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Like take what is coming to you not so personally, and just kind of like think of what's going to be happening in the future, because definitely 2020 sucked because most of us stayed inside.
But
2021
can
has
be okay. At least
it could be the year of
cheap labor.
Year of cheap labor.
Yeah, year of cheap labor. But yeah, on that note, that seems like a perfect way to
wrap this up.
Yeah,
it's a pretty long video actually. We didn't have anything really planned other than just this, and it looked like we talked enough.
Yeah,
talk 35 something minutes enough. So thank you very much for watching. Season 2 episode 2 has been here.
Goodbye.